Good evening, everyone, dear delegates. I am genuinely thrilled to be speaking today. And I must say, I even wish I could have joined this event live to deliver myself my message. I will be clear. This is a message in support of peaceful environmental protest and in particular, peaceful protest at sea. This is a message in support of those who fight against public and private interests that harm our environment with a greed that seems to have no limit, not even the bottom of our oceans. This is the message to convey my undivided support to all environmental defenders who, for standing up for our oceans, are currently facing outrageous restrictions of their most fundamental rights to protest. But this is above all a message addressed to those who not only have the power, but also have the responsibility to protect these rights. Dear delegates, this is a message to member states of the International Seabed Authority and even more specifically to the 47 member states who are also parties to the Aarhus Convention. And for those who are not familiar with the Aarhus Convention, it is a legally binding instrument under which my mandate was established. It is a convention on access to information, public participation, and access to justice in environmental matters that currently has 47 parties, and all of them are also member states to the International Seabed Authority. And this evening's event, at the start of the 29th session of the ICA, at which members of the Council will discuss the so-called incident around Greenpeace 14 days peaceful protest at the Pacific Ocean, is a critical moment to remind states of their human rights obligations, to remind states of their obligations under the Aarhus Convention. First, states that are parties to the Aarhus Convention have a binding obligation under Article 3.8 to ensure that persons exercising these rights under the Convention are not penalized, persecuted, or harassed in any way for their involvement. In simple words, this means that these states have an obligation, a binding obligation, to make sure that defenders can safely exercise these rights to access information, to participate in decision-making, and to access justice in environmental matters. And peaceful environment protest is one of these rights, obviously. Indeed, the Aarhus Compliance Committee has made it clear that peaceful environmental protest is a legitimate exercise of a public right to participate in decision-making, and persecuting, penalizing, or harassing members of the public seeking to exercise their rights to protest is clearly a violation of Article 3.8 of the Convention. Secondly, states that are parties to the Aarhus Convention also have an obligation under Article 3.7 to promote the application of the principles of this convention within the framework of international organizations in matters relating to environment. And this specifically includes forums dealing with threats to the marine environment and, of course, the International Seabed Authority. This means that these states, your states, have an obligation to promote at the sessions of the ICI the rights protected under the Aarhus Convention, including the right to protest at sea. The event could not be timelier. 3 weeks ago, I did release a sort of position paper on the repression of environmental protest and civil disobedience, in which I try to illustrate this growing trend with concrete examples from various countries demonstrating that this constitutes a major threat to human rights and to democracy. And unfortunately, the outrageous immediate measures issued by the ICRSG seeking to prevent Greenpeace activists from protesting at sea is yet again another example of the ongoing crackdown on environmental defenders and their freedoms of expression, protest, and assembly. But what is more shocking is that this happens in an international organization. And I urge all members of the ICI Council, and in particular current members representing our parties, namely the Czech Republic, France, Germany, Italy, Norway, Poland, Spain, and the UK, to simply respect these obligations. And in that perspective, I urge all members of the Council to speak up, during this week's agenda item on this issue at the ISAIA Council meeting. I urge you, demonstrate leadership for the protection of environmental defenders, for the protection of fish to protect at sea and beyond, and to unequivocally call on the ACS-SG to seize without delay this shocking attempt to stifle the voice of ocean's defenders. I urge you to stand up for defenders. This week, the world will be watching, and so will I. Thank you.